Are you laughing?
Yes.
Okay, we're here at the top of the Myra Canyon trailhead for the Kettle Valley Railway. So this is the first time we've both been here. We've got our car behind us. There it is. We're going to close the lid. We got the bikes there. We're about to start our trail.
Yes.
Our ride for today. Okay. Well, there's the. We just started the trail and we couldn't stop but get off our bikes. We had to stop and get off our bikes to take a look at this view, and it's pretty something.
Yeah.
And we're going to be going this way, and actually in the distance you can see another trestle, or the first trestle we're going to go over. This is called the Myra Trestles, Myra Canyon, in the Trestles in Myra Canyon. So how long have we been cycling for?
Maybe 1 minute.
Anyway, and let me see your new gloves. Oh, they're too much fun. Very good. Okay, let's get on our bikes and let's get going.
Okay.
Okay. So those are some of the trestles that Tess and I just went over, and here's a kind of a wider angle view. And we just crossed over this trestle, and it's quite the view from here. So we're on one of the trestles, and I'm following Therese. There she is. There's the view. And we're going to go over a little dirt path. Oops. Okay, we've cycled about an hour, I would say. And Therese is going to talk about where we started from and where we are now.
Okay,
so go ahead, Therese.
Okay, we started here at Myra Station.
Yeah.
We parked the car here and cycled all the way here through all these trestles. So there's one, whoa, this was a beautiful long one here. There's so many, all the way here. All these trestles, the trail through beautiful trees, beautiful colors, scenery, and then all the way to here, which is Truth Station. That's where we are now.
You're sure?
Yeah, I think so. That's what you said. So
yeah.
I believe you.
Okay, and we went through a few tunnels, right?
Oh yeah, right. We went through 2 tunnels.
What'd you think of the tunnels?
Oh, they're great. It almost gets quite dark, but then the light comes back up, so it's not a long tunnel.
There was no lights in the tunnel?
Needed to be scared.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to stop for lunch in about 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
We're going to find
like a clearing where we can see the view to the valley.
You ready?
That's where we have lunch, of course.
Okay.
Always ready.
On to the next one. Okay, we said we'd stop for lunch at 1, but it's 1:25, and the reason why is we didn't really find a nice spot to stop, because the road, we're out of the Myra Canyon, so there's no more trestles, but we did buy nice sandwiches. What kind of sandwiches did we get?
Egg sandwich.
Yeah, and I got a turkey. I think.
What's over here?
There it is, turkey. Anyway, we got some nice rocks here to sit on, okay, and we do have a view, sort of, all the way down into the valley. And hold that for a sec. Yeah. Try and zoom in here. Oh, there's a view there. It's really hard to see it, but anyway, it's the view that we have, and we're going to enjoy it. There you go. And our lunch. Right?
Cheers.
So we just finished lunch, and we're going to head back on the trail. And we had some visitors, didn't we?
Yes, we had visitors for lunch. 2 guests, a chipmunk and a marmot. And it was quite fun. They came very close. And now our tummies are full. We're going to go an hour and a half back.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes, let's do it.
So Therese and I are on our way back to the car. And we're, I would say, a third of the way back. And we're hitting the Myra Canyon, which is filled with trestles, which we did, of course, on the way here. And I saw this kiosk, which shows a lot of the history. First of all, the Kettle Valley Railway. So I'm just going to read it to you. So the history of the Kettle Valley Railway is a railroad like no other. The construction and operation of the Kettle Valley Railway was front page news and the key political platform of Premier Sir Richard McBride. To many, like McBride, the railway was a necessary link between the interior and the coast and the means of preserving the interior as Canadian territory. To others, the project was fraught with needless competition, fueled by high emotion and pride, and marked by an objectionable level of public investment. However, the railway was seen as the ultimate transportation system. The government and the private sector injected massive amounts of capital and land into railway expansion, including the Kettle Valley Railway. The last and the most difficult section of the track linked Brookmere to Hope, finally achieving direct access to the coast. The Kettle Valley was constructed to open up the natural resources of Boundary Kootenay districts for the benefit of Canadian interests. The KVR became the first direct all-Canadian rail route connecting the mineral-rich West Kootenays and Boundary Country to the Port of Vancouver. Opened on May 31st, 1915, the railway was the primary transportation and communications route across the breadth of southern BC until 1949. Though parts of the KVR lasted until 1989, when this portion of the line closed in May 1973, the most direct link to the coast was broken. Now, here is the rescue of Myra Canyon Trestles. So in 1993, the Myra Canyon Trestle Restoration Society was formed with the object of making the 18 trestles in the canyon safer for public recreation. Some serious accidents had occurred, and the government contemplated closing the trail. The society engaged the community in the project, and over the next 3 seasons, with the help of individuals, businesses, and community organizations, was able to build boardwalks and guardrails in all the trestles. The project was done entirely by volunteers, supported by donations of cash, materials, and equipment. The society then turned its attention to improving the trail, which included some trail resurfacing, the removal of brush, which was invading the rail bed, and the shoring up sloughing areas. As the numbers of visitors multiplied, volunteers installed pit toilets and benches. Then came rockfall, mitigation, and erection of a portal cribbing to support a fault in the east tunnel. Society members took on the day-to-day maintenance of the trail and trestles. They became involved in the Okanagan Shuswap Land and Resource Management Plan in order to have Myra Canyon included in a provincial park and receive the protection that comes with that status. This was achieved in 2000 with the establishment of Myra Bellevue Park. Aware of the historical significance of the Kettle Valley Railway and the outstanding engineering required to build the railway through the Myra Canyon, the Society applied to the National Historic Sites and Monuments Board for recognition of the Myra Canyon section of the KVR as a National Historic Site. This designation came in January 2003, shortly before disastrous wildfires destroyed or damaged 14 of the 18 trestles. The Society was directed by the province to oversee the reconstruction of the trestles, which was financed by the federal and provincial governments. Society funds have been directed to enhancing the trail surface and installing interpretive signage and kiosks, with the completion of the project and the reopening of the trail in June 2008. The Society has undertaken a volunteer group agreement with the BC Parks to help maintain the trestles, the trail, and its amenities, as well as to promote the heritage, historical, and environmental features of Myra Canyon. So there you go. You like that? Anyway, there's a view overlooking the Okanagan Valley.
You don't want to ever make me read in English.
Okay, so here we go again. There's this plaque on the side where that information kiosk was, and there's a plaque here that says, Myra Canyon section of the Kettle Valley Railway. The construction of the Kettle Valley Railway line through the spectacular Myra Canyon was an outstanding Canadian engineering achievement between 1912 and 1914. An impressive number and variety of engineering works of enormous scale were built high up on these steep walls. Engineers used conventional technologies in ingenious ways to construct the railway through the rugged, mountainous terrain, where workers faced the dangers posed by blasting and rock slides. The completion of this section of the railway helped provide a vital all-Canadian link between the west coast and the southern interior of British Columbia. There you go. Okay, this is trestle number 4. Pretty high up, so I'm not going to look down. Okay, this is the trestle that I just came across, and somebody that I like is coming across it. Here she comes. Well, we're in the tunnel. Woo! We're supposedly going uphill. It's a 2.5% grade. Okay, here's another info site, and to talk a lot more about the history, but this time the history in photos. So first of all, they're talking about all the volunteers, and one of the key volunteers that did a lot of work was Charlie Himmelman. He's from Nova Scotia, and he did some, he was a hard rock miner in Nova Scotia for years. Then he moved to Manitoba, and then he retired, came to the Okanagan, where he did a lot of work on the restoration of the Kettle Valley Railway. Anyway, here's some nice photos of the actual railway when it was in use. So we're at Myra Station, so that's right in the center of the screen there. And you can see some of the other photos there. And then over here, there's a whole pile of different books. So if you're really interested in the Kettle Valley Railway, man, oh man, there's a ton of books that you can read up about it. The Kettle Valley, Cycling the Kettle Valley Railway, Kettle Valley Railway, McCullough's Wonder, the story of the Kettle Valley Railway. Anyway, more and more and more, all the way down to the Vedek's caboose. On the other side of the information booth, you've got the volunteers, photos of the volunteers, doing, oh, there's Tess, there you go. And, showing some of the different sections getting repaired and restored. And of course, this was kind of finished in 2003, and then right after there was a terrible fire many people that know me know about the Kelowna fire in 2003, and you know, a lot of the trestles were destroyed. And there's one at the bottom there, trestle number 15, Inferno, where the whole thing goes up in flames. And the trestle plaque covered in fire retardant, where this one here, Trestle 1, actually was saved because of the fire retardant. And then they do the reconstruction. So the Canadian government and the BC government got together and reconstructed the trestles and we know what was burnt. And this shows you some of the pictures of the reconstruction. And we had a great day. We're almost finished the ride. We got a little bit left to go. There's one trestle, I think, left to go. And there it is. Okay, that's the end of the trail, or the beginning, you could say, because we went there and back. And the bikes are safely on the car. And Therese, what did you think of today?
I think that was the best bike trail I ever did.
Yeah.
Honestly, I enjoyed this so much.
Great.
It was really great. And hey, thanks for those gloves. They really did the trick too.
Great. Okay, fantastic.